Hello everyone, it is Doc Hitchock back again, and today we are going to be solving another puzzle box by Philip Black. This is the Bang Dice puzzle box. This is what I believe is Philip Black's first puzzle box. I may be mistaken, but I think that is the case. And I really enjoyed Excalibur, and before that, I enjoyed Blackjack, and I guess this is in the same vein as Blackjack, being a gambling device, or something you use when gambling. You either have dice or you have cards. So this actually falls in line with the Blackjack theme. However, I believe this was a first. We haven't yet had a chance to get a hold of the Snow Block, which I believe was the second puzzle box, but we did get Blackjack and then Excalibur, and so this is his first one. Anyway, again, I love to do these videos because my dad loves to watch them, so hey Dad, how are you doing? And let's get started. Okay, so the first things that I like to do is examine the puzzle box. So I did notice by looking at there's seams that seem to run along pretty much all these places, especially here on number 1, you can see there's a seam all the way around. Number 6, there's a seam all the way around. And then really there's seams around 3, around 4. And so what I'm thinking is that the faces of this particular die actually slide around, similar to how those wooden Japanese puzzle boxes function. And so I can already feel that this right here, I don't know if you can see that on the video, but you can see this particular face wiggles back and forth, but not in the other direction. So I'm assuming that's the way it's going to go. This one on the one side, actually you can see the seam runs here. So you can start to see kind of where these faces, actually there's a seam here, it runs around here. There's a seam here that runs around here, and then here that goes to here. So basically you can see kind of, you can guess, but just by looking at it, the way that this functions. And seeing that these are basically landlocked here, it's like that these don't slide, or at least not now. Maybe they pop out later or something. But we can see, since this one has a seam all the way around, this has the freedom to slide all the way, whatever direction, where the rest of them are kind of locked in until one of the other ones moves. So this is likely to be the first one to move. So I'm assuming 6 is first, and one of the things you can hear is, I don't know if it's the prize inside, but when you go between 6 and 1 and you flip it over like that, you can hear there's a peg or something that's going up and down. Now, I'm not sure if that has anything to do with, because I've been messing around for a while with these, trying to move these panels, and none of them are moving. So one of the things we didn't do is read the directions. So here's the directions from Philip Black. It's Bang Dice, an intriguing puzzle of sequential thuggery. Okay, so there are 17 steps to open the box and reveal its secrets, but you'll need to apply a satisfying blow or 2 to solve it. Okay, so it sounds like we're gonna have to hit it or smack it on something. The rules are no tools or external devices to be used. That's it. Okay, so that makes me somewhat nervous, because one of the critiques I had with Philip's other puzzle box, at least the Blackjack, not so much the Excalibur, and this is not a spoiler, but is that there was some pieces that did break easily in the Blackjack, and so I'm a little nervous to be smacking around a puzzle. I'm assuming he wouldn't say that, though, unless he felt that this could take it, so let's see what we can do. So we know that. Okay, so if there is, so if that is not the prize, which, so it doesn't move when I flip it around on the other faces. So you can hear there's other things in there that move around, but when the 6 to the 1, there's a specific something that's going up and down. So I'm thinking that might be a pin. So that pin might be actually locking the 6 in place. And so I'm wondering, but it doesn't really matter if it's upside down or right side up. So I'm wondering whether that's where the smacking or the thuggery comes in, because we know that the 1 is kind of landlocked, even though it wiggles a little bit, and they're connected based on that pin possibly, because when one's you know, when it's one side it's down, and the other side's down. So it's likely that gravity plays a role into whether you can move one or the other. So I guess maybe we have it upside down. Wait, let's think about this. So if the pin is holding a piece in, and it falls, so we probably, if we want to move 6, probably want that pin to fall down. So the problem is I've done that, and now when I try to move this, it's still not moving. So I'm wondering if this is where you smack it. That hurt. Maybe I don't need to smack it so much, but it's still not moving. So maybe if I smack all the faces. Ouch. All right, I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be able to take. I hope you don't have to smack it a lot. Okay, 1. Ow. Oh, yeah, that hurt. But it was worth it, because actually I did get the first movement here. So I'm not sure. So if there's a pin there, somehow when you smack it, maybe it's a magnet, or probably a magnet that holds it in place, and then when you smack it, it falls down. With that logic, though, this one should be kind of held in place by that same pin. So sequentially, you can see, because of the seams here, it's likely that this is going to... okay. So now that pin's not there, so now I can move this back and forth, see? Where before it was stuck, now that that pin's down, by smacking it, I think it's out of the way. But that's as far as it moves. It doesn't move any other direction either. Now, I'm thinking this is going to move next, because just like those other puzzle boxes, yep, see, so, and then I bet you this one's next, and then this one's next. So, okay, so this one doesn't move, and if we're correct, then that peg is down now, so if I flip it over, that was pretty loud. I wonder if, is this whole thing magnetic, I wonder? Oh, see, now I can't move, oh, I can see. Oh, okay, now these both moved by themselves. So obviously the peg's gone now because this one moved and this one moved and I didn't even try anything. So let me put it back there real quick. I want to see something. I want to see if I... Okay, that was interesting. So when I moved this back, I heard something fall. So I'm thinking then that's the peg, so let's... Okay, see, that's freely moving again, so that means that the peg fell. Put that up. This should not be able to move. The bottom one should not be able to move if I'm correct. And I'm correct. It's not moving. So if we turn it over, okay. And then it sticks to this or something somehow. And then this one easily. Okay. So now we have all 4 faces moved. And I'm not really sure where to go next, because I don't think the 2 and the 5 move, because there's no, they're landlocked. Okay, so I figured it out finally. Took me a bit, but I remember going back to thinking about that peg. When I turned it upside down to move the 1, and remember when we put the 6 backs, it dropped, and so I thought maybe it was still on there, and that's why this couldn't move forward. And so I smacked it again, just like I did at the beginning. It hurt a little bit because I got a little bit of the sharp piece hitting my hand. But anyway, it moved, and now I can take off this whole panel, and we can see right there. Let's see, I think you can see up there. You can see these little either metal pieces where the peg there. Okay, so see, one of those is a magnet. Either they're magnets or this is a magnet. And that peg locks either the 1 or the 6 by going up and down, so we were correct. And it looks like there's 2 different magnets, so I bet you that middle one is probably originally where the peg was when we smacked it the first time. And then when we turned it upside down, after we moved it, it hit that second one and got stuck again. So that's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty smart, because you think you get it the first time, but it goes back, and so you don't immediately think to do it again because you thought you already had accomplished that part. So that's actually a pretty cool little gimmick, and not gimmick, but a little mechanism in there. So I don't think there's no like tools or anything, I don't think, on this. So we'll set that aside and we'll just let that fall back in. Okay, so these are coming off easily. So I don't see any, these just seem like flat pieces of plastic. I don't think that there's anything in them, so I'll just set these aside. Okay. Oh, no, there's something. Oh, you know what? I think, let me look at this real quick. You know what? I can't. I think when I was buying it, I saw something about that there's a hidden stand if you can find it. I think that's what this is. So it looks like it's stuck in there from. If I can turn it to this edge there. Okay. Okay. So I think that's cool. So we'll put that aside, but that's cool. A little built-in stand, or not built? Yeah, built in. And so I guess you just take that out and leave it out so you can display it. All right. And then we have, make sure there's nothing hidden. Okay, nothing there. Not sure what this is. Just keep it from rattling probably. And this comes out. Oh, something just moved. Oh, that was the, oh, okay. So this is the other side of the, that peg where it was getting stuck, but see there's no magnet there. That's why it just automatically went back to the magnet. And then here's the magnet, and you can see that it's got a little shape there to keep it from going out the other end. Cool. This might be used as a tool later, so we'll keep that aside. All right, so now these are no longer landlocked. So how many steps was that? That was 6 before we hit it, and then 7 I hit it, 8 I took off the 6, 9 I took off, let's see, 9 I took off the other face, 10 the other face, 11 the other face. So there should be 6 more moves left. All right, so these are no longer landlocked. So this one seems to twist a little bit. Can you see that? All right, and then this one on this side, the number 2, does not seem to twist. Oh, it does a little bit. Okay, take that back. Okay, so they both twist. And then there's a big seam down the middle here. So I'm wondering, well, not wondering, I'm pretty sure that we have to somehow get that to open up to get to the prize and finish the puzzle. So, let's see. Okay, again, we have something. Now let's see if we do it with this. Okay, so there's something in there that's rattling. Hear that? I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there's something that's rattling when I turn it this way, but it's something very different. Hear that? I'm not sure if that's the prize or another peg. I bet you it's another peg, but again, there's a couple of things that it sounds almost like a token or something, which is probably the prize, knowing how Philip Black likes to give some of his prizes. But, so let's see, do I need a smack? Oh, look at that. He did say you have to smack it a couple times, so we've already smacked it twice, 3 times as a charm. Oh, and there we go. Look at that. There's his signature, Philip Black, 2020. This is, again, the Blackjack was 2021. Excalibur was 2022. I guess Snowblock was somewhere in between this one and Blackjack, so he must have put 2 out in the same year. However, there is, yep, this is what we were hearing. This is a little peg. Oh, look at that. I don't know what that's for, but you can, there's actually like a ball bearing or something in there. Maybe that's for momentum, so when you smack it, it helps to pull the magnet off, because you need to make it heavy for, hear that? Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's just momentum. Let's see if this one has it. Yeah, this one has it too. So they both have these ball bearings in it. That's actually pretty smart. So when you smack it, it's more likely to get momentum to make them fall off. And there's a little button here. Doesn't seem to push. Oh, okay. So is this not a button, it's a tool of some sort. Okay. All right, so this doesn't twist off like the other one. Oop, there you go, it slides off. Ah, okay, so this thing here was in there with the other, this thing, and when it was upside down, this thing was holding it in, and then this was also holding it in. So, all right, so that's off. Make sure there's nothing in there. There. Let's make sure that nothing is this. Okay. Okay. So, okay, so that was, let me think, that was 11, so we had 12, 13. I wonder, these count, taking those out? No, not really. So it's 12, 13, so we probably have about 4 more steps left. Okay. So do I need to smack it? Let's see. Let's try it. Okay, so you can see here it twists. So obviously these two twist apart, but there's something in the way. Thinking maybe we spin it. There you go. Okay. Very gentle. Okay, so didn't do it. Other way. Okay, so spinning it's not doing anything. So I'm wondering if maybe these magnets have something to do with it. All right, the magnets don't do anything. All right, so I'm not sure how to get this part off. All right. So I've been stuck on this for actually a couple days. I've been spinning it, and actually I banged it a bunch of times as well, and unfortunately there's a little black piece that fell off. So I got a little nervous because even though, you know, it seems that Philip was encouraging the thuggery and such, I actually smacked it around and spun it so much that a little piece broke off, and I was getting a little nervous that I was going to break the puzzle. So I sent him an email. I hate doing this, but I sent him an email asking him, you know, if he could give me like a little hint or something. And he did say something along the lines of, notice that on the top and the bottom, there's one corner that is different than the others. And that'll tell you that you can do something with the puzzle. That's about all he said. And so I think we were on the right track. I think that we were supposed to spin it, just rather than spinning it that way or that way, which is what I was doing over and over. I think what you do is you hold it like this, like by the corners, and spin it that way. And maybe it's the other way. Oh, there you go. I think I got it. Oh, maybe not. Yep. All right. So it took a few attempts, but I got it, and I opened it, and I found where that black piece that came out I had broken off, and so I glued it back in just so we can get the effect of how it all works without the broken piece in there. And I'll show you where it happened. But when you open it up, basically here's what it looks like, and here's our prize. It is bang dice. Here you go. Show that to the camera. Bang dice. And then it's number 13 out of 99. So I have obtained number 13 out of 99. So I guess this is also one of the limited run puzzles. Anyhow, got the token here. And right here, if you can see, is where I actually, that white patch right there is where I glued back in this little piece here, had broken from me throwing it around a little bit. And here you can see all these pins. And when you spin it, that's what actually holds it in place. So, you know, that's not a very unique mechanism. You know, it's very well known in some of these puzzles. Everybody thinks the default is to spin it. I don't really like the spin puzzles very much because you tend to scratch and break and you know, they fall off the table and all that stuff. So let's just put it back together, and then we'll take a look at our pros and cons and review the piece. All right, there you have it. Let's put it on the stand. And that is the finished Bang Dice puzzle box by Philip Black. Let's take a look at the pros and cons. So there you have it. That is the Bang Dice puzzle box by Philip Black. It's probably not the puzzle for me, and I'll tell you why. The first is in the name, Bang Dice, and it's in the instructions too, so it's not like I didn't know what I was getting into. I knew that there was a bang component to it where you'd have to keep hitting it. However, I'll say in theory, it sounded more fun than in practice, because the constant banging actually was kind of unpleasant to me in a sensorial way. Especially since you really never knew if you were doing it right. Especially while it's half open and you have the sharp edges, you're not sure when to hit it, so you're hitting at times when you probably don't, or you definitely don't need to. It becomes an issue for me. So in my opinion, get rid of the banging. I don't think you should be banging or hitting puzzles to begin with. Even if they're durable, I think it's just not a good sensory type of approach to puzzle solving. My opinion, doesn't have to be everybody else's opinion. Not saying it is, just saying in my opinion. The other thing in my opinion is I hate the spin move type puzzles. I just don't like that in a puzzle, and so those two things together kind of ruin this one in particular for me. Now that being said, there's probably lots of people who think those are great things in a puzzle, and you're gonna love this puzzle. However, the one thing that I think that most of us would agree with is that similar to other puzzles by Philip Black, it's overpriced. I mean, 300 bucks for this puzzle that has a very similar early solve to this Karakuri puzzle, which I actually enjoyed a whole lot solving this. You know, I gotta say, just not my cup of tea. What I also will say though is that it's pretty fun to see where Philip came from in just 3 years. He came from doing something that is a little lackluster for me to Excalibur, which is by far probably my most favorite puzzle of 2022. But anyhow, I hope that even if you're not going to go out and grab one of these, or you can't afford one of these, or whatever the case is, that you're able to enjoy it through my eyes. And I will see you back for another puzzle solve next time. Goodbye for now.